Hi, Floss Tube.
I'm Rolanda.
And I'm Kylie.
And this is
Rose Craftee Corner. Well, hello.
Long time no see.
We just finished filming our last video, which you may or may not have seen, but this is a Floss Tube extra.
It is. And it's the Nashville Needlework Market Releases.
I keep stuffing that up. So she
we should have filmed that one.
We did. It was in the other video.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So our friend Sharyn from Craftee Threads went over to Nashville and
she bought a selection of the patterns and she brought some back, and I purchased some from her, and she also purchased some for herself and also for her little shop.
And I bought a couple. Because a lot of the other ones I wanted by the time we got to it were not available anymore.
So she does have limited stock. So it's basically a first in, best dressed sort of situation. So if you see anything that you like in this video, contact Sharyn.
Straight away. Her details are linked below.
She may have it left, or she may be able to get some more in. I'm not sure. She does have plans to go back next year as well. So it's very exciting.
Yeah. So we are going to show you the things that she's brought back. We are not going to go through prices. That will be something to discuss with Sharyn. Yeah. Because if you need postage and all that, it obviously makes it a
and
bit
it would just make it too hard for us. So
long. We're trying to keep this,
short,
fairly short. So
I'm
going to be fairly quiet.
Yeah. This is all on me, basically.
A lot of it is, yes.
All right. Now, these first couple of things Sharyn purchased for me in particular, like that she doesn't have extras of these ones.
Do you want to hold all of these up at once, or
a flamboyant flamingo. There you go. And we have Beverly McCulloch's Flamingo Toes is the brand name, the company name. And these are from Puntini Puntini. They're little bird decorative pins. Then we have from the Gentle Arts, there's some sampler threads here, and these are the shortcuts. So there's 4 different colours that she got for me. And, basically what the shortcuts are the same threads as per normal, except for they had a new person there and they cut them shorter than what their normal length is. So they're perfectly the same as your other threads from Gentle Arts. It's just they're a little bit shorter. So they're shortcuts. Yeah. All right. Now, these ones are the Threadworks, the Night Garden threads. And Sharyn does have these. So from now on, Sharyn purchased these to sell. Basically, with this one is 20 plus designers used these particular threads to come up with some patterns. So they've designed the pattern around using these variegated threads. So they did a thread pack, and then you could buy the individual patterns from the different designers, and you would have like, I can't remember how many meters or yards or whatever is in there, but you can do a few of the different patterns from those ones.
So the themed pattern, no larger than 60 by 60 stitches, using the same palette of 4 Threadworks floss colours.
Yeah, there's a stitch along.
It is a stitch along, so you can
there's a Facebook group and stuff
find
as well.
that. Cross stitch the rainbow stitch along. It's on Facebook.
Okay, and then Nashville Needlework Market always has a cookbook. So that's the 2025 cookbook, and in the cookbook, the designers give you a recipe, and they also give you a small cross stitch chart. So it's cute to see the different ones. Some of them are embroidery charts as well. So just depending on who the designer is, obviously. Yeah. Okay. Then we have from Ardith Designs. I'm going to go through each designer and then what they have. So this is the start of Ardith Designs. Pugs and guacamole. How cute is this? I was very tempted by this, but I don't have any pugs as dogs. So I've never owned a pug. So I was very tempted, but no.
Because it is cute.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's adorable. Now, this one is Cute Animal Trio. There's a poodle, a pug, and a bird or something on top. Chicken. Yeah.
Something.
Something like that. I just thought it was cute. So
So you bought that one?
Yeah. And then we have Bows of Plenty Tree.
And I just recently saw this on Helen D's video.
Yeah.
She actually did this finish.
Yeah. She did a few of the finishing ones for the Nashville Needlework Market.
Yeah, she loves doing little trees, and I think that looks great.
Yeah, it does. It's very cute.
It's very tempting.
And there's all the instructions in the pattern to be able to cut it.
It's got like the size to cut it and everything if you do it on the same size, same count fabric.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it would be that. Yeah, it even says on there. How long do you finished it?
Yeah. Then we have Tropical Dolphins. It's very cute. Then we move on to Beverly McCulloch Flamingo Toes. Bless This House. Now this was the same designer as one of the needle minders. We have Happy Camper.
It's cute if you have one that goes camping,
yeah,
caravanning a lot.
Yeah, it is cute, yeah. And we have Enjoy the Journey. It's very cute, the little bike and the balloons.
Yeah.
Then we have Happy Halloween.
I like this.
So I've been seeing a lot of these vintage truck inspired cross-stitch patterns. So, yeah. Then we have Puntini Puntini. This is a different designer. So Easter Biscornu Trio. So there's 3 different Biscornus in that pattern. Then we have a Winter Sampler. And a Summer Sampler.
Can you guess what's next?
And an Autumn. What's left? Spring Sampler. Then we have Textile Crafts Spirit of Christmas. I thought that one would be really nice with a variegated floss like going all the way in. Like, let's go right in. There we go, yeah. So this one's using the DMC 115, which is the red, variegated red. But you could do it any colour. Fit your theme.
Yep.
Silver Creek Samplers, I love you or what? I like how they come up with these funny wordings for their things.
Yeah.
Dragonfly Dreams. Oh, that was cute. This is Equal and Free, so it's based on the Rosa Parks. She was an American civil activist, and apparently back in the day, there used to be where white people would sit and where African American people would sit, and she chose to sit somewhere, and then it started up this whole
it says on
movement.
Here. She refused to give up her seat to a white man on a bus.
Yeah, and it started a I read up about it, I can't remember now.
Yeah. Sweeter
Than Honey. So it's a love story, and you can put your own initials and wedding date or whatever in there. That you really can personalise it any way you like.
Yeah, for sure.
Cross stitch cardio. I thought this was cute and funny, and it says down the bottom, my backsides have never looked better.
So cross stitch is my cardio. Yeah.
Well, that was quite funny. Flock to the Sea, and this one's by the Mindful Needle Designs now.
And yeah, that made that into a drum.
Yep. Quaker Birds. And then we move on to Emily Call Stitching. Choose Happy. I've been seeing more and more Emily Call designs out.
Yeah.
Yeah, stitching. Take Me to the Sea.
Mermaids.
Stitching Besties.
Does it look like us? You need to do some colour changes.
Yes,
yeah, it's cute.
Feathered Friends June. Stitching at the Sea. And then we move on to Pickle Barrel Designs, cross-stitch to-do list.
I like this.
Yeah. And then to follow along with that one, there's the Quilters to-do list.
Which are probably very similar.
Yeah, they're not far off.
So the cross-stitcher one, cross-stitcher to-do list, buy fabric, buy thread, buy more fabric, buy new charts, talk about fabric, start stitching.
So the buy fabric and buy thread is the same, and then it's flying geese, fat quarters, buy new patterns, talk about fabric, start sewing.
So similar, but different.
So they're very cute. Merry Beachmas. I thought that would be a great one for Aussie.
Yeah. I'm getting this one.
Yeah, at Christmas time, because, you know, the sun, the sand, the palm trees, you know, all the things.
Yeah. So if you can read it, let it snow somewhere else, Merry Beachmas.
Yeah.
So very appropriate for an Aussie summer, I thought.
Very. Celebration 4-pack. So it's just 4 little ornament sort of things.
Mm-hmm.
Summer goals. So, you know, what you would do on a summer, take a bike ride.
Yeah. Something else, take a bike ride, backyard camping, go to a fair, summer stitching, definitely. Plant a patio garden, read a trashy novel, press flowers in a book, visit a farmer's market.
Yeah. This one's called Heirloom Seeds, and I've heard quite a lot of people talking about this one.
So that one, all the flowers of tomorrow are the seeds of yesterday.
Mm-hmm. And Spooky Hollow.
I wanted this one, but she's sold out.
Yeah. Cozy Christmas.
4 different ones there.
Mm-hmm. Alpine Village. And then we have Autumn Bliss. Now I bought this autumn one because I quite liked the way that it was, and it wasn't like it lends to our autumn as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not all
rather
Halloween
than just,
or,
yeah.
you know,
there's
that
a lot of Northern Hemisphere autumn patterns involving Halloween rather than doing them separately.
Yeah.
But of course,
so
for us, Halloween's in spring.
Yeah, that's right. I'd be interested to see if there are other seasonal ones. You know, like their winter one, for example, is not Christmassy.
Yeah.
And if it's not, then I would be interested in getting the rest of them.
Yeah, because obviously, you know, our winter is in the middle of the year and it's summer when it's Christmas.
Yeah.
So.
Hello Summer 3-pack.
Cute ones.
And then we move on to Blueberry Ridge Design, and this is Hazel's Blackberry Burrow. Now, these ones are all got fruit in the title.
Yeah.
House on Strawberry Hill.
Get the glare off them.
Yeah, House on Blueberry Hill, and each one of these house ones are a little bit different, so they're not all the same.
Yeah.
They've got different ones. House on Kiwi Hill, so for kiwi fruit. House on Pear Hill.
You kind of need to tip it on an angle to make that straight.
Yeah, some of the fancy photo work.
Yeah.
House on Pomegranate Hill. And then we move into Ink Circles, Sand and Sun. And then we Forget Me Nots. Now, this is the one that uses that thread pack. This thread pack here.
Gee, I wonder why you bought this one.
Yeah.
If you didn't know.
Elephant.
Ro loves elephants.
Forest of Zag. And then Garden of Zig. Now, this is the one that was in a stitch-along, and it was a secret stitch-along, and people couldn't choose the call for fabric or threads. They had to choose
Make it up themselves, yeah.
And it was all secret until it was the stitch-along was finished.
Yeah.
And then everyone got to show it. So if you've seen it on
there's a few
Flosstube
different
before,
channels.
that's the pattern.
Yeah.
Prairie Flowers. And then Delicate Garden.
So these are bigger ones now.
Yeah, we're onto the bigger ones now. Alrighty. Then we have Luminous Fibre Arts, A Stitches Quaker.
It's cute.
Autumn Lane, Halloween Nomies.
This is another one I wanted and she's out of.
Yeah.
Because if you've been watching this, you know I like Halloween projects.
Yeah. Trick or Treat. Spring Has Sprung.
This one's cute. Which way do I need to go?
Yeah. And with that one, you could, you know, pick and choose different pieces. Like if you didn't want to do the bunnies and that down the bottom, you could just end it there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can chop and change it around because they're all sort of separate sections. So you could stitch them for different things. And
then we move on to the Noteworthy Needle. Now, this one's called Charming Child. And there's charms that come with it. So you've got like a sort of sampler situation. And in the middle of each one, there's charms. And
the charms are
in the back.
Down there.
That's it. And this is the same sort of situation. Charming C.
Whoop.
Yeah.
So there's the pattern.
Yeah.
And then the charms come in a little container attached to it.
Then we move on to fine frog stitching, Feathered Friends April. And then we have Amphibian Alchemist. Look how cute he is, huh? Cauldron Repair.
It's kind of cute too.
Yeah. I love the colours in that one.
Yeah.
Very my style, you know what I mean? With the purples and the pinks.
Yeah.
Then we move on to Counting Puddles, Home Sweet Home. Books of Magic.
Yeah, that's nice too.
Look how good that looks on camera. Magical Snowflakes. How sweet is he? Or she? Very cute.
Okay.
The Stitching Kitten is Flamingo Couple. Rebel Stitcher Designs, Dog Sampler.
Do we need to read that one?
Yeah, I think so. So it says, I'm suspicious of people who don't like dogs, but I trust a dog when it doesn't like a person. So true.
Yep.
And then the little pillow down the bottom, we don't deserve dogs.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Yep.
And this one's designed by Jordan Nicole from Little Stitch Girl, and it's a stitch a day.
I like that one.
And then Sunrise Ridge. Now this one is Una Buena Piazza. I think it's Italian.
Sounds like it.
This one's called Seasons Garden. So it's all the different seasons. So you've got like spring, summer, spring, summer, autumn, winter.
Yeah. That's kind of nice.
Then we have My Reality is Different by the quote is by Lewis Carroll.
And it's, I'm not strange, weird, off, nor crazy. My reality is just different from yours.
Yeah. Seasons Town. Then I have one from Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery, B Sampler. I mean, Sharyn brought back one from Pansy. Oh, dear.
Not all yours.
I don't know. I just thought that doesn't sound right. Works by ABC, Flip Flop Geometry. So this one, it's the same pattern, but depending on which way you do it, you get two different patterns out of it. So if you divide it into 4 quadrants and you put all the blue together, you get like the circular pattern there. Huh. And if you put the circular 4 quadrants at the outside, you get more of a diamond kind of shape.
Oh, isn't that clever?
Yeah. So it's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
That's very clever.
Same pattern, but kind of 2 in 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on which way you want to do it.
Yeah. Or do it both ways.
And then
you get real value for money.
You could probably do multiples of them if you had and then you could have multiple, if you had multiples of this one, for example, right? Repeat these along. You'd have like the circles in the middle of each one, and then you would have like these diamonds. Like if you did,
you could like make
2 rows, for example. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
something.
Yeah.
And you could use like whatever colours you wanted too that suit your tastes.
I just thought that one had a lot of opportunities for changing it up.
Yeah, for sure.
Elegant Lace is the next one. And then we have Sunset.
So hard to get the glare off them sometimes.
Yeah. That does look like a sunset in the camera. 365 in stitches, a year in stitches. So this one can also be done as a temperature chart as well. So it's released after the 324, which I'll show you in a minute, the sequel. And then there was this one for this year. So this one, each circle in here is actually individual. And when you read in the pattern, it's missing like a dot here and a dot there inside each coloured circle, and each one of those circles is individual. Not one of them is the same.
Yeah, interesting.
And you can do it as a temperature chart if you want.
Yeah.
Now this is 324, the sequel. Now this one is more like backstitch embroidery sort of design. There is some cross stitch in it. and it was following the 324, like the original pattern that came out. So I thought I'll give that a go. I had a look at the instructions, and it doesn't seem to be too bad actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah, why not? I like a bit of a challenge. Yeah, and I love the colours in it. So
yeah.
Then there's also pinwheel, and I thought that would be really pretty if you did it like rainbow colours or had two colours and had them alternating or something like you could.
Yeah, you could definitely play around with that.
Yeah,
yeah.
You know, with the variegated colours and stuff.
Yeah.
Daffodils is next.
Yeah.
And cherry blossoms, and these designs are all cross stitches. But if we go in, like if you pull in the daffodil ones, they're all made up of like diamonds. Hopefully you guys can see that. But yeah, you can see kind of the back fabric showing through. I just think it's really interesting, like the way they've done it. Like they're all like full cross stitches. There's no fractionals
just
or anything.
The way
like
they've left the gaps and stuff.
And the design. Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, then we have Art Mishka cross stitch, and this one is called Heart Bloom.
Pretty one.
Then we have Jean Farish Needleworks, the Blackbird and Guernsey cow. I think you pronounce it like that.
And the sampler style one.
Yeah, these ones, there's a few different ones, like a few different animals and stuff. So each one has something different written on the front.
But on the back, I've just noticed it says there's you make it your own with 12 charted key phrases and a full alphabet. You can stitch your design your way.
Yep.
So various.
If you don't like what's
phrasings
written on the front.
Yeah. So if you don't want home sweet home, there's like welcome and bless our home and various other things.
And so this one on the front says, may your joys be as deep as the oceans, your troubles as light as its foam. Irish blessing. This one is the fish and the mare, and it says, the silvery beauty of the sea, wind song in the pines, simple little pleasures, true friends for all times. So that's the fish and the mare. Then we have the egret and dolphin. I search for the constellations for the tiny grams of sand where the song of the ocean meets the salty piece of land. So that one says Caribbean, but on the back you've got like Florida, Gold Coast.
Have whatever you want.
Yeah, like there's lots of different options for you
to change it up and make it your own.
Yeah. Two turtles and a flamingo. Smell the sea and feel the sky. Let your soul and spirit fly. I like that sort of saying. That it's cute.
Yeah. And again, you can change it up.
Yeah. Then we have the blue flower baby animals. They're very cute. All the different animals. Robin Pickens, sweater weather springtime florals. Now, Robin Pickens started off as a quilt designer, and she's getting into cross stitch now. So yeah,
nice.
Super Bloom bouquet.
Pretty colours in that one.
Yeah. And I've seen someone doing this flower individually on Flosstube, but I can't remember who it was. And they were breaking up the different flowers.
Yeah.
Gathering bright blooms. I think that looks really good on that dark blue fabric. And then we have from Samplers and Primitives, I think is the designer, The Spring Begins. And we also have the Beehive Sampler. From the Elegant Thread, we have Mother Shirley Sampler. This one is a embroidery design. Then we have Rosewood Manor, some of my favourite things.
Only some of them.
Yeah. So it's like a floral.
Yeah, and then on the back you've got some more of my favourite things.
Yeah. So like a sampler style.
Yeah.
Then we have
kind of cute.
Greycliff Manor. Then we have Dreaming of Hydrangea. So it's the hydrangea flowers and the words all in there are different ways, different fonts of hydrangea. So I know that there's an autumn one because there's someone that I watched that has Dreaming of Autumn, and it's all the different autumn leaves and autumn's written all over it.
Cool.
And this one is Dreaming of Water Lilies. So same sort of
Similar
style and all the different water lilies. Yeah. And that's it. That's the end of all the patterns that Sharyn brought back. Yeah.
Yep. So if there's any you're interested in, please contact Sharyn. We can't help you with them.
With prices or anything like that. Yeah.
No, so contact Sharyn.
Her details are all below.
Yep. So her details are below, and hopefully you had a pen and paper.
If not, you can always go back, rewind.
Yep, go back and watch it again, and then pick out the ones you like, and then contact Sharyn and see if she's still got them available and for what price. And all the things.
And if there is one there that you super duper like or your favourite, let us know in the comments.
Yes. Yeah, we'd love to find out what you like.
Because I think
it's like what we like.
There's a very wide range of styles.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. A lot of different styles.
And I mean, there was a lot more patterns that were released at market.
Yeah.
Sharyn could only bring back so much because, it's in Nashville, USA, and she's got to travel home.
Yep. So. Excess baggage and all. Got to limit it a little bit.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
There you go. I hope you enjoyed that Floss Tube Extra. Please remember to like, subscribe, leave us a comment, share the video with your friends. We do have a Buy Me a Coffee link if you would like to contribute to that so that we can run some more competitions and things like that.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen our normal floss tubes and you've just jumped onto this one because you've seen the title, jump over and check out our other videos that we do.
Yes.
So,
Okay, so we'll see you again soon. And until then,
stay crafty.